A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+. English, because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A+ English. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And today and tomorrow, we are going to be looking at New Zealand, a beautiful country with a rich Maori culture. I couldn't argue with anything in that sentence. It is a beautiful country. If you've never been there, but you've watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies, right? Yeah. Those were filmed there, and they have some spectacular scenes. And although I'm sure some of it's probably made by computers.
Yeah.
Still, it is a beautiful country, although they don't have dragons and wizards. But they do have a rich Maori culture, which is even better because the rich Maori culture won't eat you, but a dragon might. So let's be happy about that. Let's look at our warm-up question. I don't know how much we'll be able to talk about this. What do you know about New Zealand?
I think people call it kiwi.
They can.
And
they can.
I'm not sure if kiwi is a fruit or it's a national bird.
It's the bird.
It's the bird, right?
But that's a good question. Do they grow kiwis in Kiwi land in New Zealand?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, the kiwi, though. That is their national symbol. It's not on the flag, but you'll see it on like the shirts when they play sports and stuff, too.
And it's an island country. It's got a lot of islands.
Oh, there you go. North Island, South Island,
yeah.
I think. That's true. It's next to Australia.
It's far away from us.
It's far away from... There are more sheep than people.
Oh, right. It's known for its sheep.
Although I'm not sure that's true anymore.
And wine. I think it's famous for its wine.
Oh, it's famous for its wine. Yes, it's famous for its wine. I think Australia might have a slightly better climate, but yeah, New Zealand wine is good. I remember actually having some at a restaurant here in Taiwan a few years ago. It was very nice. And also sports. They love their sports.
Oh, yeah.
They're an outdoors type of people. And of course, when we look at sports like rugby, which is their national sport, they are one of the best in the world. So it's a small country, but a lot of people like it. A lot of people respect it. And it has a large presence in our world. And a big part of New Zealand and why people go there and why people love it is the rich Maori culture. So let's take a look at New Zealand. And we'll see why it's beautiful, and we'll see why the Maori culture there is so wonderful and rich. And we'll do that by reading our article.
New Zealand, a beautiful country with a rich Maori culture. Warm-up question. What do you know about New Zealand?
New Zealand is a small island country in the Pacific Ocean. It has two main islands, the North Island and the South Island. Many smaller islands are around them. New Zealand has beautiful scenery with mountains, forests, beaches, and waterfalls. People love to enjoy the nature there. Also, you can learn about its rich indigenous culture from the Maori people.
All right, so let's begin the article. It gives us a few basic... Hey, did you cheat and give me your answers by reading the second sentence of our article?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking, because it's right there. I thought that was very quick of you. Anyways, it says, New Zealand is a small island country in the Pacific Ocean. Ding! We got that one. All right, good for us. It has two main islands. Ding! The North Island and the South Island. I'm giving us points like we're on a quiz show or a game show. So yeah, I think what we said was right. It's a small island country in the Pacific Ocean. Notice there when we say it has two islands, we can still call it an island country. Even if the country is made up of several islands, like Japan, we could still say it's an island country. You don't just have to have one big island like Taiwan or Australia. So it has two main islands down there. And yeah, it's easy to remember. There's the North Island and the South Island, and that's exactly where they are on the map. And many smaller islands are around them.
I heard they have like more than 700.
Really?
Yeah.
The only one I know about is the one they had a volcano on a few years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's a great show on Netflix if you ever want to watch it. It was very exciting, but very scary too. But that's one of the islands. It's up near the North Island. But of course, they have many other little islands around there. Let's look at this word island. What is an island?
Yeah, island 就是岛屿耶，所以 like Taiwan,
Yeah.
we are an island country too.
We are.
So, 像是这么多的不同的因为它是在太平洋上面，那英文就是 the Pacific Ocean。我们世界上总共有5大洋，我们来看一下有哪些。有 the Pacific Ocean 太平洋、大西洋 Atlantic Ocean，然后还有印度洋Indian Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and we also have the Southern Ocean 南大洋，跟最后一个是 the Arctic Ocean， 就是北极海。
That's the very cold one you'll never go swimming in. But the other ones, possibly. And then it also says New Zealand has beautiful scenery with mountains, forests, beaches, and waterfalls. Yes, absolutely. They have great cities there with lots of good stuff to do, but I know many people who travel to New Zealand for holidays are going to do outdoor activities. And why not? With all of that beautiful scenery all around you, especially in the southern island and the south island. And it gives you a bit of a description of the kind of scenery you would see: mountains, forests, beaches, and waterfalls, and many, many other things as well.
So what type of scenery do you enjoy the most?
Oh, I do like a bit of water. If I can have some water in front of me, that's nice and relaxing.
Okay, so it could be a beach.
Ooh, a beach would be good. Yeah, absolutely. Mountains are great too. I mean, you don't really appreciate mountains until you go to a place with big mountains, right?
Yeah.
We have mountains here in Taiwan, and they are beautiful, but it's when you go to the Alps in Europe or the Rocky Mountains in North America. Those are very impressive and quite amazing, really, to feel so small surrounded by that. And a good forest, I like to take what's that Japanese activity? A tree bath.
Tree bath?
A tree bath. Have you ever heard of that? That's
No.
when city people like us go to the forest. You just lie down or sit quietly in a forest. And actually, scientists say that being surrounded by trees is good for you. It's good for your mind and even like lowers your blood pressure. So a beautiful green forest is also a lovely, lovely to be around. But back to the article, it says people love to enjoy the nature there. Absolutely. It's a top destination for people who want to have like an eco-friendly sort of holiday, getting away from the busy cities. Also, it says you can learn about its rich indigenous culture from the Maori people. Yeah, they are the native people, the people who have lived in New Zealand for thousands and thousands of years. We can call them native people, or we can call them indigenous or aboriginal people as well.
Milford Sound is on the South Island. It's a famous fjord with tall cliffs and waterfalls. The Southern Alps is one of the iconic places in New Zealand. It's famous for its tall mountains. Visitors can do lots of things there, like skydiving, skiing, and snowboarding.
All right. Well, now what's a place that you might want to check out? Well, of course, you'll fly into New Zealand, probably through one of the big cities like Auckland or Wellington. But then once you leave, it says Milford Sound. So that's the name of a place. Maybe there's a town or it's an area on the map that shouldn't be hard to find. Milford Sound is on the South Island. It's a famous fjord with tall cliffs and waterfalls. Okay, here's a great word that comes to us from Norway, from the in Norwegian language, a fjord. So it's kind of a Y sounded. Please do not say a fjord, because that just sounds weird. It's a fjord, or it could also be a sound or an inlet, possibly too. This is basically an area where a glacier has carved away the rock, and so it basically forms kind of a valley. If you think of Taroko Gorge, if Taroko Gorge actually reached the ocean, it would be a fjord. You'd have seawater going all the way into the land, surrounded by these kind of tall, rocky cliffs on either side. Fjords are found in Norway. Famously, that's where the name fjord comes from. But also, if you go to the Pacific West Coast of North America, around Vancouver and Seattle, they also have a lot of fjords there, stretching all the way up to Alaska. Of course, ice created them over millions of years, and also down in New Zealand. Beautiful places to go. And then back to the article, it says the Southern Alps is one of the iconic places in New Zealand. Yeah, there's a big mountain range on the southern island. These are called the Southern Alps. Now, Alps is another word that we often use when talking about mountains. When we say the Alps, we're talking about that big mountain range in Switzerland that kind of separates Italy from Germany. But we can also use it just to talk about large mountains, especially a large collection or a range of mountains. So the Southern Alps is not in Switzerland, it's in New Zealand, and it's famous for its tall mountains. Well, of course, you wouldn't call them Alps if they weren't tall mountains.
Yeah, 所以呢，这边我们看到一个 iconic 就是标志性的，那它是形容词，它的名词是 icon。那 icon 除了当标志以外，也可以当偶像或者是一个你崇拜的对象。
And if you manage to get down there, and I encourage you to do that, and you like your outdoor adventure sports, well, you will be one happy person. It says visitors can do lots of things there, like skydiving, skiing, and snowboarding.
Ooh.
Not at the same time, but maybe on the same day.
Can't do any of these.
You can't do any of those?
No.
You can fall. So you could
exactly.
You could do skydiving.
Yeah, maybe.
All you have to do is walk out of an airplane. It's easy.
No, but
nature
it
takes over.
Courage to do that.
It takes money to do it and a strong stomach.
True.
Yes, it does take courage. You're right. What about skiing and snowboarding? Those might be a little bit more your speed.
Could be. Maybe snowboarding.
Yeah,
I can try.
You can take a class.
Yeah, but I don't want to fall.
Well, it involves falling on your bum for about 2 hours, and then you figure it out. Well, you'll have a sore bum. But then the other good thing is, of course, the après-ski, which means after ski. Mm-hmm. I think you'd like that. You sit around a fire and you drink hot chocolate.
Okay.
You could do that.
That sounds nicer.
That's my speed, too.
Yeah.
All right. That's our article, and we're going to come back in a moment.
OK， 我们看一下今天所有单字喽。我们今天看到 Maine， 我们知道说纽西兰有2个主要的岛屿嘛，所以 Maine 就是主要的。所以如果是主要的问题，就是 main problem。You could also have a main concern 或 main reason, main character. Main character 指的是主角的意思，所以我们可以说 What is your main reason for choosing this restaurant over the other? Because it's yummier， 比较好吃啊。好，那我们看另外一个例句 ：Sandra went to the town's main hospital because it has many doctors. Sandra 到镇上最大的医院，因为那边有很多的医生。那我们刚刚也有看到 scenery 这个字嘛，漂亮的风景，纽西兰有非常多。那我们说漂亮的风景，除了说 beautiful scenery， 我们也可以说 breathtaking scenery。比如说 People come to this city for its breathtaking scenery. 那我们看另外一个句子哦 Veronica watched the scenery of trees and lakes from the train's window. Veronica 从火车的窗户去看树木跟湖泊的风景哦。那除此之外呢，有山有水，也有瀑布。那瀑布英文就是 waterfall， 所以如果是瀑布发出的声音，我们常会说 the thunder of the waterfall， 轰隆轰隆的声音的感觉。比如说I couldn't hear what he was saying over the thunder of the waterfall. 因为瀑布轰鸣声太大了，我听不到他在说什么哦。那我们再看另外一个句子哦。Do you hear that loud noise? I think we're very close to the waterfall. 你有没有听到那个声音啊？我想我们离瀑布很近了。那最后呢？因为纽西兰有非常多的旅客，对吧？那我们旅客除了说 tourist， 我们也可以说 visitor。那它是来自于 visit 这一个字哦，可以当名词，可以当动词。So when it's used as a noun, you can say to pay someone a visit. 比如说 pay me a visit anytime you can. 只要你可以的话 话，就赶快来拜访我吧。And let's take a look at another sentence. My boss is very sick today, so she can't meet with any visitors. 我的老板今天病得很重，所以没有办法跟任何的访客会面。好，大约是这样子哦。那大家要记得练习这一些单字。Now let's go to our review time activity.
Review time.
All right, everyone, we have our review time for you guys. So let's look at the 3 or 4 new words, I should say, that we looked at and learned about in our article. Those words were main, scenery, waterfall, and visitor. Are you ready to play a little game to review? We can play fill in the blanks.
Okay.
How about that
Sounds
one?
like a good idea.
Does that sound good? All right. So the other day, I went to Ulai to look at the blank.
Look at the scenery.
Ooh, good one. I
was going to say waterfall.
There you go. There are actually 2 correct answers you could have used. And since I was the only blank that day, I decided to go to the blank information center.
Okay, you were the only visitor?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird, because usually
it was a Monday morning. It was raining.
Okay. Where's your wife then?
She didn't want to. She's afraid of waterfalls.
Okay. And so you went to the center?
Visitor center, information center. And I asked for directions to the blank.
To the waterfall.
There you go. And I took pictures to scare my wife with. All right. That's very well done. I could have tried to work all those into one sentence, but it seemed like it would be too long. So you did very well. 3 little sentences, 4 great words. If you can remember them, that's great. But we'll have much more for you tomorrow. So come back. And I think we're going to be meeting some Maori people finally.
Yay,
so that'll be fun. So come back. One more day in New Zealand for all of us. And we hope to share that time with you guys. See you soon.
Magic Box.
Hi everyone, I'm Wendy. 哇，话说在这个梦幻岛上，每天真的都有好多新奇好玩的事发生。For example, I saw a crocodile on the road yesterday. 举例来说，我昨天在路上看到一只鳄鱼，不知道是不是把虎克船长瘦瘦吃掉的那一只。虽然我已经对这些事情有点司空见惯，见怪不怪啦。英文里也像中文一样，可以举例事情，像是我看到鳄鱼等等，最常用的就是举例来说 ，for example。但是注意哦，举例来说 ，for example 就是要用来举出例子，所以后面我们会加上一个完整的例子，也就是一个完整的句子，而不是单纯的名词而已哦。For example, I saw a crocodile on the road yesterday. 这句话里面呢 ，I saw a crocodile on the road yesterday 就是一个完整的句子。我看到心情的事情，我昨天在路上看到鳄鱼这一个例子。最常见的举例用法还有 such as、like 像是什么东西的举例。Many girls like Peter Pan, such as Tiger Lily and Tinker Bell. 我家彼得潘啊，好多女生喜欢他，像是蝴蝶公主、奇妙仙子丁丁。都喜欢他，搞得我常常气扑扑的啊，也没办法，毕竟像彼得潘这么帅的男生，现在也很难找到哎。Handsome men like Peter Pan are hard to find these days。所以我也不怪那些臭三八，是女生啦，喜欢彼得潘。Such as 跟 like 的用法其实很相似，后面都可以直接加上你举例的事物，可以不用直接加上完整的句子。但要注意 ，like 是比较不正式的用法哦，是口语上比较常这样说。写作文章的时候呢，就可以使用 such as 会较为正式。另外 ，such as 后面列举的事物如果超过1个以上的话，就需要在 such as 前方加上逗号哦。所以我刚刚说的句子 ，Many girls like Peter Pan。逗号 such as Tiger Lily and Tinker Bell， 只有举一个的话就不需要逗号。举例的用法，你们学会了吗？